Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This is one of your hosts, the Pop Goblin, I guess you can refer to me as. And I'm sitting here with
You can just call me Mr. Test. All right.
Mr. Test. That's all you need to know, Mr. Test, dude. I like it. All right. So, Mr. Test, you kind of just want to give a little briefing about where we've been, what we've been doing, an update on our latest video, maybe.
That's a good idea. So, you folks are going to see that video as if we just posted it. We just made it. In reality, we recorded that like half a year ago, maybe.
Sadly, yes. Even though that video is just posted last night, the actual audio is like 6 months old.
And the game clips, we don't even know where they're from. We have millions of game clips.
Random times in the past,
just the ones we think are cool.
Yeah, it's spontaneous, but that's just what we are. But we're back. We're in full swing. Summer's over. How was your summer? How would you say your summer went?
Summer was alright. It was pretty dog days. It was kind of a fail. I never had time to do anything that I wanted to, like career-wise. I was too busy trying to make money, like just for myself, but like I was kind of burnt out from the education side of things, and so I could have done more, but it was just kind of one of those dog days kind of summers. What about you?
Kind of the same. I had fun. At the very least, I could say I have fun. I got to see my girlfriend over the summer. We got to hang out a lot, got to see the family, the pets, and just being back home. It was great. But yeah, I definitely do feel like there were things I planned on doing or just wanted to do, but I just ended up not doing.
It's just funny because our last video we were just talking about, we just got to do it. We just got to do it. So and then 6 months later.
Learn from our mistakes. That's kind of the point of this. We thought we could do a follow-up, the day after we finally posted the video and give a follow-up, even though the video is only a day old. It's really like 6 months old. So
yeah, we've been working on it for 6 months. So
yeah,
you guys better appreciate
you
that.
You can tell by the amount of editing we put in. Did you guys see the thank you graphic at the end? That was super well done.
That was amazing. Star Wars copied it.
Yep. We're the originators.
Yep, but yeah. Anyways, enough of complaining about that. Yeah. It's a new day. We're finally back here.
It's a new day. Sleepy Josh Brandon's still alive, still in office. Do we want to kind of just get right into it with some brisk politics? I think
that's a good idea because think about how much has changed since the last time we recorded that. Things have gotten actually worse. But it's not his fault. Though that's a twist.
No. So wait, did the war in Ukraine already start when we recorded that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they invaded February, March, pretty early on.
Okay, yeah, so we recorded it in
probably around May or something. So it probably hasn't been 6 months.
Yeah, so
4 or 5, something like that.
Since then, the war's developed though for sure. Obviously,
it's like Ukraine's winning back.
Yep. Did you see what the president said? He said we're not scared of you fuckers.
Straight up, yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah.
People can talk shit. They can be like, oh my god. It's kind of funny. It's now you're upset about war. What about every other war we've ever had in history? You're upset about it now. But I'm thinking in this case, I feel like there's a clear which side's right, which one's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have time for people who are like, oh, let's take a neutral look at things.
I try to be part of the forward party. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just trying to say, as a host, I try to remain impartial as possible, but also give my opinion, so you guys know it's real and it's something that's from me, and I'm not just reading from a paper.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you can't listen to these guys. Someone far right wingers, dude.
They're a danger to the country, so it's you can't really be neutral when it comes to people like that.
You can't reason with them, so there's no point. And so you'll notice we may have a slight political bias, actually maybe quite slanting, but we'll give our reasons. But we may shit on some political groups, but we're still gonna give you all the information. We're not here to bring you fake news, as they like to call it.
And don't be a hater. Because you got to look at things from our perspective. We're in a state, we're not going to say which one, but God, it's one of the worst ones.
I think you just gave it away. That's all you have to say. I mean, that's all you have to know.
Exactly. It's one of the worst ones, and surprise, run by right. So.
Yeah. There's I'm trying to think what else has happened. So yeah, we're back at school. Senior year,
Yep.
this is it. But this isn't it for this. This is just the beginning of the podcast. This is just the beginning of this channel. Um, we're gonna be bringing you guys content weekly. Hopefully as often as we can. We're juggling a lot of other different extracurricular activities as well as school and work and stuff. So, but we're gonna bring you as much content as possible, and that's a guarantee now. Um,
Definitely.
hopefully 6 months from now we won't be looking back on this audio session and be like, "Fuck, we fucked up again." But I don't
Well,
think we will.
I'm surprised that we were able to get the thing set up that quick without any issues. Well, who knows? I bet we're gonna listen to this whole thing back and be like that one chick's project. You know, we're not gonna say anything about that. But
Let's not
anyway,
even get into that.
let's get back to the brisk politics. Real quick.
All right, yeah.
Back,
So
last time we talked, it seems like Brandon was having a hard time.
his approval ratings were down, gas prices were up, everything was in the gutter. It seemed like complete anarchy. I was, at least for me, and I'm sure you were, extremely terrified for the midterm elections. But now, as we start to get closer to the midterm elections, his approval ratings have gone up, gas prices have started to go down. Things
Yep.
are looking up. His approval ratings, like what do you have to say about his approval ratings going up in the last couple months?
Well, you got to look at what's happened in the last few months. First, you had. Well, first of all, Joe Biden, he had the highest inflation ever. He wasn't passing his, signature climate bill that everyone was waiting for. So, and he was just fail after fail. It looked like nobody thought he was getting anything done. Well, look what happened. Then you had the mass shooting at the elementary school, and they were able to pass something. I mean, it's definitely not enough, but it was something, and that's like the first time in like since the '90s.
Yeah.
And then you had the Supreme Court going full batshit mode and taking away half of the country's rights. You know, so I think it's a pretty unpopular time to be a Republican. Also, just the fact that the inflation's starting to slow down. He finally passed his big climate bill, and he just canceled some loans. Like, things are looking up for him, and it's just the Republicans are just taking the most unreasonable stances possible.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we want to kind of dive deep into this year is just like, uh, especially student loans. We've been talking about how we think this is just the beginning of that.
Hopefully,
That
there's more to come.
yeah, that President Biden was just kind of testing the waters, and we'll start to see hopefully more changes about that.
I'm surprised nobody's been able to block it yet.
I mean,
Seems like
yeah.
it's hard to block.
It's a crisis, man. It's a crisis, and we're finally starting to see some reform, and that's what we need. But
Yep.
I guess. Oh yeah. Also, since then, the Queen fucking died.
Yep, that was pretty recent. Honestly, I think it's kind of insane that there's still a monarchy going on, and it's not just a monarchy for like, the UK. They're also the monarchs for like Canada and just any country that has the word Commonwealth before it is part of the UK basically.
Yep.
Like what's up with that? What do you think of that? It's a little strange.
It is strange because it does seem like a very aged government system, but it is what it is. And now Prince Charles gets to have wine every day and be the king.
And like, what's funny though is like, even though they got a monarchy, we're like dissing them. Like, wow, that's so bad. But in some ways, that country had a lot more progress than the U.S. When it comes to safety of the citizens and women's rights, and like, it's not an argument over there. Here, it's like we're still debating these issues that have already been settled in these other countries.
Because it should be. It should have been fucking
We thought it
solved by
was
then.
we thought it was settled, and then the Supreme Court said, let's take half the population and let's just turn them into second-class citizens, basically. Like, that's just not right.
It is really fucked. Yeah, obviously, abortion's a very touchy subject. I don't know if we want to get into that too much right now, but it's
Regardless of your stance, it's an unpopular position.
I mean, yeah, it is. I mean, it is. There's really like it's kind of like gun control. It's very controversial. We may think it shouldn't be, but it is a super controversial issue. It's difficult to really like get into that without kind of
Oh, you're
shitting on
trying
the
to
other
be
side.
super neutral, huh?
Well, I'm not trying to be super neutral. I'm just like,
Just trying to test the waters with the audience.
yeah,
That's right, fellas.
but we're like Eminem. We're drawing a line in the sand. You with us or against us? No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
It's I mean, regardless of your stance, we still want you guys to hear us out, and we want to hear you guys out too. If you don't agree with what we're saying, type it in the comments. We want to hear your reasoning.
Yep.
Make us better at our jobs. If we find out something you said was right, that's something we are wrong, we appreciate it.
Yeah, but another thing is, you need to back your stuff up with some valid sources. Because nowadays, there's a lot of people just arguing in bad faith. And they're using Facebook as their proof. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not about that. Like, that's just ridiculous.
Never have been, never will be.
Yeah, I honestly don't even have Facebook. Except
never
for,
did.
I only made one to get extra credit for an assignment one time.
I never did.
I'm not trying to sign my, like, who I am away to Mark Zuckerberg and his weird database. It's the same with Amazon. Like, anything, like, even this one shop we were at the other day where we had to return something, and and they were like, here, let me pull up your file real quick. And it's like a local shop, so it's like everywhere's got a file on you nowadays. That's something about the modern day world that you can't escape.
Yeah.
Your profile, it's for marketing purposes. Like, they're always trying to like segmentate the population. If that's even a word.
Segmentate. It is now.
It is now. Yeah.
But okay. So we spent about 10 minutes talking about Brisk politics. I think we're gonna introduce some new segments.
Definitely.
Maybe we could transition to. I got a meeting within the next hour, so we kind of have to be as concise as possible. But
I guess you guys got a pretty good taste of what our view on today's. That's just our perspective of the politics,
And yeah, and I mean, politics are always evolving, always changing.
Always
so
subjective.
yeah, so there's always going to be something to talk about. So yeah, definitely tune into that. We might have more specific podcasts where we talk way more about one subject, one session, and might not talk about as much the next. But
for this one, I feel like we can try and test. One thing I was thinking about was like kind of like some podcasts, they talk about one thing for about 10 minutes.
Yep.
Just like you were just talking about.
It's we keep you guys always intrigued. There's always something new, something fresh. So with that being said, I'd say we move it to maybe a gnarly partly.
Oh, you're thinking.
You want to talk about a little skating? So if you guys don't know, but you should by now, we're avid skaters. We love to skate.
Definitely.
So we always have been. It's something that kind of brought us together, with our friends and things like that growing up. So. We kind of thought about maybe, because there are plenty of skaters around campus that, could provide some insight. We could maybe interview
the campus
them.
that you all don't know about.
Yeah, and but maybe
that's every campus in America can relate to this because you always got. But we're not going to tell you what campus we're on. But we want to ask y'all: are y'all's campuses built like ours, where it's like they almost make it impossible to be a skater. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not that I'm not trying to say anything, but it's just kind of funny because they don't fix the streets, or like the curbs are like really, sharp or like something like. It's kind of if you want to ride something, like a longboard for example, you basically got to slow yourself down or just watch where you're going because it could go wrong real quick. Didn't something happen to you actually?
Yeah.
Yep. Want to talk something about that? How that affected you?
It was so random. It was honestly probably my fault, but there was something on the sidewalk that my wheel got caught on, and I fell. Board went out from under me, and it was horrible. I had to spend a good portion of my summer on crutches and going to physical therapy and stuff. It was horrible. So yeah, watch yourselves out there, fellow skaters.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard out here.
Yeah, that's the thing about campus. You can walk, but like any campus, if you got a decent university, like there's a lot of skaters, a lot of people on bikes, there's a lot of people on weird like one wheel boards that look ridiculous.
Oh god, that's fake news. That's not real. That Yeah,
We don't endorse that. We got nothing to do with that.
four wheels. It's got to be four wheels,
And you gotta push.
and you got to push.
And it can't be Mongo.
Not Mongo. God,
If you
okay.
push Mongo, you will die.
Mongo is the biggest crime. I'd prefer someone on an electric longboard or on one of those fucking warm wheeled things than rather you push Mongo.
Or a freaking, what were those? You remember those classic scooters? Like, I forgot what they were called. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Just like normal skateboarding.
No, the scooters like that people would have, like, oh, look, my homie's garage. They got that scooter. You open it up and you go riding it and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, if
my cousin had one of those.
Yeah,
like,
if you ride a scooter, yeah, it's a whole other thing.
yeah, scooters are.
I bet you didn't get invited to a lot of birthday parties growing up.
The only reason you got invited is because people wanted to use your scooter. Sorry, fellas, way to break it to you, but
Yeah.
skating's fun. Skating's pretty fun. It's always been something that we enjoy, even though sometimes we don't have time for it. But that's the thing. One reason we want to build our, careers online is not just to bring content to other people, but also for our own sake. We want to have time to do hobbies, and I feel like the typical work life doesn't let you embrace your hobbies.
No, it's kind of messed up. But yeah, exactly. And we want to consolidate our hobbies and our work life together.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing this. We're talking about things we love, and that's what's more important than anything. We just want to have fun. We want our audience to be enjoying what we're talking about. So there's gonna be a lot of other things. We've got things planned, like as far as we want to do like skits and things like that. So if y'all are into that, let us know in the comments. Drop a like. We got to have the support so we can build this thing.
Mhm. Yeah, that's the thing. We're dependent on people noticing us and enjoying our content, but we also gotta make good content.
Yeah, and
to get that, so we need feedback.
Yeah, like what do you guys want to see from us? Like we thought about maybe even streaming, live streaming. We play games a lot together. If that's something you guys enjoy,
It's definitely something we enjoy.
Yeah. So if you guys would look we would love that even more to bring that to you guys. So
donate to our Patreon so that we can afford one of those nice casting. No, I'm just kidding. We don't got that set up.
But when we do, please.
Yeah.
Because we don't know.
we don't know if this loan forgiveness is the first or the last.
Yeah, and we don't know if this is going to be monetized or not. So.
Yeah, you know what? YouTube really be going after people nowadays.
Yep. They do.
We might have to take that out just so they don't go after us. Whatever happened to the old days.
No, we're too small of a channel right now to really.
Yeah, you're right. They're gonna be we read the transcript and you said the F word 4 times. Dude, these transcripts are crazily accurate. I didn't expect it to be that accurate.
Yeah, it is honestly.
It was a little funny reading it. I'm like, man, we were saying some ridiculous stuff in the last one. Well, not even. That's just our own
That's just
how we talk.
Yeah, I that's one thing you guys gotta understand. Don't take everything with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be accurate as possible, but also we're just some jokers. We just like to meme and enjoy life. So
Yeah, I agree. But that's the thing. Right now we're in the early stages, so it's kind of unstructured. But we're gonna get more.
Yeah, as we start getting better with editing and filming and producing, the skills will come, but we're just throwing some shit out right there right now, and hopefully.
Yeah, we're hoping it sticks.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right.
Went off half a block.
Okay. So on that note, let's see, we've talked about Brisk politics, we've talked about skating, with Gnarly Parley. So I say,
What about Drudge Grudge? How's your coursework been this year so far?
I don't know. This is probably one of my roughest starts to semester yet, as far as
I feel you, man.
Coursework and just getting up for classes and things. It's just I don't know. I think it's senioritis. I just starting to just see the finish line. I'm starting to slow down because I'm oh, I'm almost there.
And it's also hard to we mentioned this in the last podcast. Sometimes it's hard to get a good sleep schedule, and that can mess with you going to class and getting your stuff done, which
Yeah.
just puts everything back and it just complicates things.
Yeah, having a bad sleeping schedule when we're busy,
I'll be real.
advancing women's rights.
It's been this entire year. I think the theme has been me saying, "Man, tonight I'm gonna go to bed at like 10, 11, because I'm always tired by then." Then I always end up staying up till like 2, 3, and I'm always like, "God damn it! Why do I do this to myself? My brain's gonna hurt tomorrow when I have to wake up at 7, 8, 9." Like the summer, I had to wake up a lot for work. It was pretty early shifts going into the late afternoon and stuff. So it was definitely tough. And now that we're back in school, it's like just as important because it's the final year. We gotta keep the grades good.
Exactly. I mean, we got to finish strong, and these are definitely the most important classes we've taken so far.
I need to make sure I'm getting everything done on time because like even in this group project I'm in, one of the chicks in there, she said she was supposed to graduate last year, and then she found out that they switched the semester that one of her classes would be. Instead of like fall, it would switch to like spring or something, and messed up her whole schedule. And she just found out about it. Like, and I'm like, that cannot happen to me. And the thing is, the current advisor we got, I don't trust him that well. I'm, not very helpful. What do you think about that? We're not gonna get too deep.
Yeah, I don't want to get too specific.
Let's just say, forget about that. But you never know when the curriculum's gonna change on you.
Yeah. So we just got to do our part, though. We got to do everything we're supposed to do and make sure the classes we're taking now count.
Yeah, we're still trying to, in the process. I'm still in the process of trying to job hunt because we also got to pay rent this time. Well, that's a good topic, actually, a good segue. Rent?
Yeah, I mean, this is still under the umbrella of, grudge.
You're right.
So
Because it goes hand in hand. What's cool is we live pretty close to where we got to go.
yeah, I mean, you guys can roast us all you want, but this is actually our first year living off campus as seniors.
Exactly.
So, we're starting to feel those responsibilities of making rent.
We wasted so much money on this university housing, but, we weren't ready at the time, I guess you could say. Other people, a lot of people just had their parents do the whole process for them.
Yup.
We didn't have that. Like, we just set it up ourselves. It was ridiculous trying to get it set up. It was like so many bureaucracy you gotta get through and stuff. I feel like setting up the school shit's even worse because remember all those roommate agreements and all that weird, tenuous.
And don't the fucking whatever they are. What are they called?
There's like meetings and.
No, what are the CM, dude?
Oh yeah. Well, I guess in the rest of America they call them RAs.
RAs. Whatever the fuck you want to call them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't. Thing is, it's like we were talking about last time. Anytime you're in some sort of work environment, your boss or whoever, supervisor, who's being a dick, it's because someone else is being a dick to them, And I guess they need that power, so they're like gonna be a dick to everyone else. Like, man, I'm getting treated like shit. I want to treat them like shit. That's how it is. These RAs, apparently, they gotta do a lot of dumb stuff. Forget that, honestly. And they don't even pay you. They just give you a discount on your tuition.
That's fucking bullshit.
Exactly.
So how are they living? How are they surviving without a job?
Guess they gotta eat that nasty shit they feed on campus.
Jesus. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. That's another thing. Drudge related. Like, this country doesn't really value education. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have a student loan crisis. That's why college is ridiculously expensive. That's why schools and colleges don't give people good food. They're too focused on the football aspect.
Give the staff any money.
Exactly. Dude, one of our professors, the super sarcastic one, he just told us, he told my class that for the past, I don't know how many years he's been working here, the whole time he's been on 9-month contracts, and he's just now been offered a full year contract.
Yeah, that's wild.
What is up with that?
That is wild.
Are they jealous of his success?
I mean, he's definitely probably the most beloved professor in the school.
Yeah. True. There's another guy who's really cool that everyone loves. Well, we can't name any of these people for professional reasons.
One that everyone hates.
couple of those. I mean, but that's in anything, any high school, elementary school. There's always gonna be a teacher. That's another. That's another. This might be a off topic, but what is up with these states saying the answers to arm teachers when you got teachers are good people, but some of them are people want to take advantage of that role. Like give them a, a weapon. That's asking for instruction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That ain't right. It's just that's the thing. Education in this country is like not valued,
Mm-mm.
and that's why the country's so behind and backwards. 'Cause no one's educated because it's unequal. We're lucky to have the means to get educated.
I mean, we are. A lot of third world countries don't have the access that we do.
Yep, or people in this country.
That's even more real. People are our neighbors, people who live in the same city, who have nothing, and their parents had nothing, and then their parents' parents had nothing, and they're stuck in this cycle, and no one's helping them.
Yep, we're fortunate enough to have good enough situations where we can go to school, and continue a legacy. But there's some people it's just impossible for them, and it's like, how couldn't it be? Because school in this country is like ridiculously expensive.
It is.
What's up with that? Like, they don't value education. They're like, they want you to go into bankruptcy as the price for going to school.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad, something's getting done on loans. We're all just waiting on the world to change. Straight up.
If you get that reference, drop a like.
Yep. Drop a like, drop a Venmo donation.
Yeah. Also, if you made it this far and you haven't liked the video, what are you doing? Like, come on, you gotta like the video. If you enjoyed
Exactly.
all 30 minutes of this,
Yep.
You gotta let us know. You gotta give us support. You gotta give us feedback. Yeah, and in the comments, just.
But what else is relevant nowadays? I'm trying to think of things. There's a lot of things.
Shit. Well, I mean.
I don't know.
There's a lot of things. We could talk about TV. We could talk about how. Fuck the Emmys, first of all. The Emmys snubbed Better Call Saul for this is a decade now that this show has been nominated,
Basically.
right?
And he's been playing the character for over a decade.
Yep, and there were nominations, but no fucking no wins, no trophies to show for it.
Isn't it crazy how the show has been nominated every season so far, and this is the final, and for all 6 seasons, over 50, almost 60 nominations. Didn't win a single one.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of how George Lucas has never won an Oscar.
Yeah, these award shows are really worthless. They don't really mean anything, but it's also still a snub and it's disrespectful. I think it's clear they care more about popularity than what's actually.
That's what it is. That's what it is, and that's why everyone hates it. It's like, I don't know why people still. I mean, I still care, and that's why we're talking about it right now. But it's also like, fuck, to a certain degree, I wish people would just shun these award shows because, fuck them, dude. Let's start a new one where it's just like.
Yeah, what's up with this award shows?
Hey,
they gave it to Squid Game.
Oh yeah, fuck Squid Game.
Instead of Better Call Saul. I'm like, sure, you can like that, but that shit just came out and no one's talking about it anymore. Better Call Saul's been out since 2015. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so let's
I think the problem is people are too lazy and they don't want to dedicate the time to actually pay attention to the plot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you know what? This is what we're gonna kind of segue this into I think a little bit of a game. We're gonna wrap up the podcast with this. We're gonna kind of give you a couple of the more controversial Emmy picks and go through their nominees and give us our opinions. So first of all, best drama series, Succession won.
Never heard of it.
Me neither. Euphoria got nominated, Stranger Things, Squid Game, Ozark, and Better Call Saul got nominated and should have won.
At least 2 of those did not deserve it, which is Stranger Things and Euphoria. Both of those shows are pretty.
Apparently,
cringe.
it's the second time that Succession has taken home best drama.
I've never even heard of it.
Me neither. Best comedy series, Ted Lasso won.
I don't know what that is.
To be honest, I haven't seen any of these, so we're just gonna skip this one.
We're gonna skip that.
Best limited series. No, fuck that. There's not anything.
Why
Okay.
how's Cobra Kai not been nominated for
Yeah,
any
come on, dude.
Emmys?
Okay, here's one. Here's one. So, this to me is probably the most controversial.
Best lead actor.
Yep, and that's that.
It won the guy from Squid Game.
Yeah, he won over Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul.
I think Bob Odenkirk put his life into this role, and
He is the
it's
character.
pretty disrespectful.
He is the character. He's a cultural icon. Honestly, he is.
Like this show just came out, and he's been building that character over the last 10 years, 10 plus years.
In my opinion, in a way, I think it succeeded in Breaking Bad, and I think because it made it feel more important. Like
Dude, yeah, the problem is it's a slower burn, and people are lazy. The Emmys lazy. They care more about the action, and they care about real storytelling, action or the viewership numbers. Sadly, Better Call Saul never had good numbers viewership.
So let's see. Best writing for a drama series. Again, Succession wins over Better Call Saul.
I still haven't heard of that.
I don't fucking care about it. All I know is that Better Call Saul's better.
Exactly.
That's why it's called Better Call Saul. Best directing for a comedy series. Let's see. It didn't even. Oh wait, no. Wait, that's a comedy
Well, I
series.
guess
Fuck that.
Better Call Saul's the drama category, right?
Yeah. Okay. Now here's another one that I think is pretty controversial. Best lead actress. The Zendaya one over.
Kim.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't even listed.
Yes, she is Ray Seahorn. Her name's not Kim.
Well, I know her name's not Kim, but I don't see it on this list. Did she not even get nominated?
No, she was nominated.
Okay.
That list is just fucked up. Or
Okay.
maybe it continued on past the ad.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. We know that she should have won anyways.
Yeah, I think this Euphoria. You can. It might be a controversial opinion for some viewers who do enjoy the show, but I just.
Okay, here's another one. I
Not
think
right.
this is a controversial, especially if he didn't get nominated. Best directing for a drama series. Vince Gilligan. Where's he?
He wasn't nominated.
No, he wasn't nominated. Well, according to this, but again, I guess I think
Well,
this is wrong.
is there any of them nominated that was for Better Call Saul? It is like a different writer, Peter Gold or something.
No, there's none. It's Squid Game one, and there was like 2 for Succession.
Dude, I didn't watch a single episode of that shit.
No, me
I tried to watch the first 10 minutes, and I got bored.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Best lead actor in Ted Lasso. The guy who plays Ted Lasso won. I don't fucking care.
I don't know what that is.
All I know is that I like Donald Glover, so I think he should have won. Okay, let's see. Stupid. Okay, I think the rest of this is just kind of boring.
Well, we covered the good one, the controversial ones.
Those are the most important for the. I mean, really, fuck the Emmys. Who gives
How
a
the
shit?
fuck does Better Call Saul not win a single award? It goes to this show we've never heard of, and this other show that's about a bunch of teenagers like doing really messed up shit. I'm like, do people enjoy watching teenagers get with older people? Like, what the fuck?
Do like heroin and shit. What the hell?
And I'm like, what's the point of the story? Is it supposed to be like some sort of deeper message here? Because to me, it's like that 13 Reasons Why level of edgy. That's just not right.
I agree. I completely agree. So we're reaching about the 35 minute mark. I got a meeting soon that I gotta find the building for, so I gotta find that. So I think we're gonna try to wrap it up and get out of here. What do you say?
Yeah, I think we had a pretty
but we can-
decent discussion.
Yeah, so hopefully this video, we're recording it a day after we posted our last video that posted last night. So right now we're kind of just waiting for this to get edited. And
Waiting
put
on the
up.
world to change.
Exactly.
Yeah, soon we'll have more structured, like, you'll know what we're talking about, and it'll be like that for the full episode.
Yeah, and it'll start to, like we said before, it'll start to get more structured as time goes on. It'll get better. We'll hopefully start to build an audience where we can connect with some of our viewers and stuff.
Yeah, right now this is like we can't give it our full attention, but as it grows, we'll give it more and more.
And that just depends on y'all. It depends on
Yeah,
So
exactly.
all right, well, I guess we're just gonna wrap it up here. As always, good morning, good
Yep.
afternoon, good
Hey.
evening and good night.
To all the people who don't have internet because your country banned it, like Russia, North Korea, that sucks. You're not gonna get to hear us. We're clearly the most important voice that you're missing out on.
Yeah, honestly, you, yeah. We just we want you all to tune in, as much as possible, and yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think that's.
I guess this has been the Deferred Birds.
Hopefully, we have some good gameplay footage.
Yeah, hopefully whatever y'all watching is actually pretty decent. We're gonna get better equipment soon, so there'll be longer clips and things like that. But right now, we gotta work with what we got. But as we just hope y'all enjoyed.
Damn straight.
All right, we'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.